3, 2, 1.
Good morning and happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
So
It is a beautiful day outside.
It really is, especially when it like last week we were getting all prepped for the snow. Actually, we had snow on the ground, didn't we? On Friday?
We did. It snowed the weekend and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It just didn't last long.
No, it never does.
No. Back to normal. Things slowed down for a moment and then back to normal.
Back to what we would consider normal, I guess.
Our new normal. Yeah.
So good morning, Donna.
Hey,
And
Donna.
Happy Friday,
Happy
Chuck.
Friday, Chuck.
All right. Just in case this is your first time tuning in, this is the John L. Scott Talent Talk Market Update. We come on, we give you a little bit of information about what's going on in the market. We give you a couple headlines, get a little context for you, and just give you some general information about what's going on and what's good out there. How's that?
Amen.
You said amen, and I heard, hey, man. What?
Right.
All right. So you know what? The very first thing we like to do is we like to start off if we have a birthday, anniversary, and anything like that coming on. We want to share that with you. So we're going to do that right now. First, we have is it going to go? I don't know. I think it will. Oh, my goodness. Why does it seem to do this every week now? We want to say happy birthday to Mickey Osborne on Wednesday.
Happy birthday, Mickey. She is an awesome part of our team on our back end transaction coordination.
Absolutely. Keeping us all straight.
Yep.
And want to give a happy anniversary to Jake Diatley. He's got some of the best hair in the business.
Oh my gosh. Totally. He could donate it. Like, it's not super long, but it's anyway, we can make a show about Jake's got great hair. Happy anniversary, Jake. And he's doing a great job. So we appreciate you.
All right. So next, all right, what we do is we'll move from here. We'll talk about a little bit of the numbers. The numbers can get kind of boring if you just look at the numbers themselves, but we try to figure out what do the numbers mean? How do they impact what it is that we do? So if we look over here, this week, what we'll take a look at is there is, since the pandemic, the Northwest MLS started tracking on a weekly basis the number of new listings, the number, and comparing it to the year previous, new listings, new pendings, new solds, and the median home price. So it's interesting to be able to see that. We haven't taken a peek at this in a little while. So just since the beginning of the year, here's what we have for the new listings on residentials. You can see it's actually pacing pretty close. This is as far as new listings go, pacing really pretty close to what it was last year. This past week was down just a little bit from last year. The hard thing is the buyer activity is so much stronger right now, though.
Yep, totally. And it's interesting as we're looking at the new listing activity, how there's not a huge difference, but when we look at pricing and inventory on and like inventory levels, it's a super big difference. So yeah,
because we've seen it over some of the other numbers we look at when we look at the months of inventory. Whenever homes are coming on the market, especially when they are priced at market value, or maybe in some cases just a little bit above, they are just not staying on the market, and they have competitive offers on every one. So that's really driving that conversation. So when we look at the number of pending listings, interesting. This week was pretty much on par with what it was last year. But if you look at the numbers prior, they definitely were raised, which just shows you, even though we didn't have vastly more homes on the market, the homes that are coming on the market are going off market very quickly. That means for buyers, it's a very competitive market. You need tools, tips, and strategies to maximize your efforts to purchase a home. And those are some of the things we specialize in for you, right?
Absolutely. And also remembering too, last year we really were in, I think obviously we're in our market is definitely, a lot tighter than it was last year, but we were actually in this tight market last year too. And sometimes we tend to forget the market trend that we've actually gone in this past year as well, because we did have a slight, well, it'll be interesting to see what March over March is, because that's where things kind of shut down for a
Yeah.
moment. So
We're,
yeah.
we are just about a year into all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that's the feather in our cap, right?
Yep.
Yeah. When talking about the inventory too, it's crazy, right? We live in DuPont. We have one of our offices in DuPont, and had somebody ask me, "Hey, is there anything for sale in DuPont?" And I hadn't looked for just a moment. Went on last night to take a peek. Not a single listing in DuPont.
Yeah, they're being absorbed very fast, and we've had inventory that's come on, and at one point we had 4 or 5 homes, which is still nothing, and then those are all gone. I mean, they're gone.
And for context, what probably a good inventory in DuPont currently is about maybe 30, 40 homes. When on the market, it was around when it was building out and maybe the market had slowed down, we had maybe 70 or so homes on the market, and now we're 0. Oh my goodness.
I know. I can't even imagine 70 homes on the market right now. And that was a buyer's market, like totally buyer's market. 70 houses in DuPont is such a small community in comparison to the larger cities. So,
and this is part of the value of hopefully talking about what we do, because the markets do shift, they do change, and being able to adjust and have good guidance as you're approaching any market, that's the value that we always hope to bring to you. On this one, this is the sold listings. Sold listings are down just a little bit. It's not because, again, it's not about that buyer demand when it comes to the number of homes selling or even going into contract. It's really about the lack of inventory on the market, that it just, whatever comes on goes off the market so incredibly quickly.
Yep. And interesting, you look at right now from this week 6, 2020 to week 6, 2021, and it is down. You look at some of the other, there was a significant, like if you look at week 1, they were up by a couple hundred, but overall, sold listings, just the inventory is not there. So the sold activity is definitely a reflection of that.
Yeah. And then the last one to wrap this all up is the median home price. And you talked about this just a moment ago, that when you compare it to last year into this year, this is where it's really reflective of that fast activity of the buyer demand and the lack of inventory. It's a supply demand, right?
Mm-hmm. And interesting how when you look at statistics, you can't just read them for what it's worth, and many times you have to look at what's going on to create the because if someone looks at listings and solds and they would automatically think, oh, there's not a lot of activity going on, but understanding what really is going on behind the numbers in the market, and also looking at the trend of the increase in prices. Wow, we're seeing an awesome seller's market right now. And this is, I know we're looking at a local level, but I got a call from a friend of mine in Arizona, and she's in Illinois. Her son is in Arizona. They're considering purchasing. The son is in the process of looking for a home, and they're seeing the same thing that we're seeing in our area as well. So this is not just a local or even a regional thing. This is a nationwide thing that we're seeing. So
it is, and we just happen to be in an even more heated, elevated than even the national story, which is kind of cool in one way, but it's really kind of frustrating on the other side too.
Yeah.
But to help relieve that, we have some listings and open houses coming back on. Like, we have open houses that we're allowed to do again in phase 2, waiting for what phase 3 is going to be. But currently in phase 2, we do have some open houses. So At least one. The very first one is a new listing and open house. It's so much activity. I'll read this because I'm so happy. It's my 3-bedroom, 2.25 bath, 2.25, 2,000 square foot on a 13,000 square foot lot, $430,000 in Lakewood. This is fantastic. It's an exceptional home in a cookie-cutter world. The charm and character of this gem will stand out amongst the crowd. Striking Spanish-influenced architecture, handsome hardwood floors, tasteful updates, and nostalgic touches like beautiful stained glass. Incredible room to grow with unfinished basement and partially finished room over the big 2-car garage. Even has RV parking and hookups and AC and heat pump for year-round comfort. Situated in a large lot, close to shopping. See the tours. It's a phenomenal home. The feedback on it has been so very good. So love this. You should check it out. It's open tomorrow from 1 to 2 o'clock, or excuse me, 1 to 4 o'clock, and on Sunday, same time.
Yeah, and you have been getting a lot of activity on that home. I don't think it's going to last through the weekend, is it?
It may not. I'll update it if we have to do something about the open houses. But if it's there, you should definitely check it out. It's so good.
Right on. And we have one from Sol Lemus out of our DuPont office in Lakewood, 15110 Portland Avenue Southwest. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath Rambler. It's 1,152 square feet. It's got hardwood floors, stainless steel appliances, a large deck. It's got a garage with a shop area and also a partially fenced backyard. And it is listed at an affordable $340,000. Nice modern updates in this home. Definitely check this one out.
Nice. You know what? I like marketing remarks, and I like them when they're really well done, when it's not just the description or like rattling off the stats of the home, where it actually helps paint the picture. And this one is at 431 Southeast Washington Avenue in Chehalis. This is from Garrett Lafferty out of our Olympia office. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,776 square foot home on a 5,227 square foot lot. Listen, it's a rare opportunity to own an original Chehalis vintage home with 2-story plus basement. Only a relocation makes this home available. Lovingly maintained with upgrades and restorations, you will love the spaciousness of this home. True hardwood flooring on the first level, open and airy feel with all the character you expect. New interior paint and toilets, 20, new refrigerator, microwave, 19, huge living room with recessed lighting and wood fireplace. Formal dining leads to large eat-in kitchen. You can have your utility room upstairs or in the current basement location. Drive-in lower garage with shop and a ton of possibilities. No flood insurance required here. And the pool table stays. You will love the walk-in closet in the master. Come see her today. Painting pictures.
So the house is a she.
It is.
Right. And we have a beautiful Rambler on the market by Guy Duval out of our Lacey office in Rochester, 17110 Eugene Street Southeast. And this is on a 5-acre lot. So spread out, you guys. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. 3,200 square feet, over 3,200 square feet. You will get lost in this beautiful home. It's got cross-fenced pastures. It's got a loafing shed and a chicken coop and a bonus room, a sunroom. It has all of the amenities to be in your own private space. And this one is listed at $619,950. You have got to go tour this home this weekend.
Yeah. When you say loafing shed, I know my mind first goes to, that sounds like a fantastic place to just hang out. I know that's not what it's.
Or cut some bread. I'm just kidding.
And the last home, I just want to invite you out to the Village at Mill Pond, which is Olympia's finest community. We're going to talk about the fact that there are very, very few new construction projects that are out there. There are a lot of factors that go into that. So definitely check this out. Make it your first, or make this the home of your dreams. Okay. And there we go. Did we get through it?
We did. We made it.
So the next part we'll do. And if you have any questions, you want to see the homes and you don't have time or you don't have a way in, give us a call, drop us a line, go into a private message, let us know, and we'll make sure you've got access and you can see and enjoy everything that we just talked about.
Absolutely.
All right. So the next one is just to go through a couple of headlines. They kind of play into a story that we've been talking about. We won't spend too much time on any one of them. All of the articles are linked in the comments, so you can go through and explore the full thing. Just want to bring you a highlight or two, which helps you understand what's going on in the market. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a master plan.
The man with the master plan. Okay. Now here is actual news. Mortgage rates jumped to 2.81%. This is wow, it actually hopped up a little bit. It's 8 basis points above where it was the last 3 weeks, where they've been holding steady. Part of the articles goes, while economic spending has improved due to the most recent stimulus, supply chain shortages are causing downstream inflation, leading to higher mortgage rates. So there's just kind of some pressure on the market. And we're going to see it come up just a little bit. Now, there are fears that it's going to hop up way more than like above 3 into 4 or 5. That's not the anticipation at all. The anticipation is that the mortgage rates are going to stay right around 3, probably through this year into 2022. What do you think?
I think it's a great opportunity for us to even talk about investment properties. I was having a conversation even a few weeks ago and even this morning about investment properties. And there, a friend of mine was saying that she had just gotten pre-approved for an investment property and the interest rate was like 3%. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and with, people having more money down, and knowing you've got to put at least 20% down on an investment home for most financing options. People are able to actually do that now because they've saved money this past year. Interest rates are low. Homes are affordable. Rents are up. Whoa. So we were just having a conversation about that as well. And it's a great time to invest in maybe non-owner occupied and holding as well. So
yeah, it's a great conversation. And really, truly a unique opportunity right now if you want to talk about those mortgage rates, because that is, I hate to say, it's almost silly how low they are. So now to show that, oh, this is what I meant to show. I put something in there and I just didn't get my slides right. I apologize about that. This is from Keeping Current Matters, and the headline is wrong, but this is just home mortgage rates by the decade, because when we take that and we want to find out what the perspective is on interest rates, it's good to be able to have kind of laid out and be able to see what they are. Back in the 70s, the average interest rates were 8.86%. People would choke on that. And then in the 80s, wow, 80s sounds like it's such a long time ago now, but it feels like it was so close. 12.7% on average.
Because you're so old, Jurgen. I'm just kidding.
I'm getting older every day. And then the 90s was 8.12%. The aughts, the 2000s were 6.29%. And then the 10s. So we just left 4.09%. Like, we've had what would be historically low interest rates going on for close to, a good 10 years now, right?
Yeah, I guess if you look at the trend from the 80s, historically low was in the 90s. I mean, when we bought our home in the 90s, or it was literally like right 2000, 2001, right at the turn, interest rates were right around that 8%. And as we got into the 2000s, they went lower. And our lender at that time was saying interest rates are historically low. And we were like, woohoo.
They'll never get any lower.
Inflation has been the same, historically low interest rates. Yeah. But wow. Yeah. What a difference.
Yeah. And a lot of people are, say some economists or people who watch the market closely are not cheering higher interest rates, but they're encouraged by kind of a little bump in the interest rates, if only causing the market to cool down just a little bit, so it's a little less competitive and that we stay in a healthy real estate market. With that in mind, here's a chart. I highly encourage you to click on the article. Some people are concerned. Is there a housing bubble? Is this a repeat of 2007, 8, 9? Or what's really going on? If you look over this article, it does a really good job of helping you understand that all the things are very different in terms of conditions, in terms of the number of people, like the new home builds, the speculation, the being able to get a mortgage, the signature loans, different things like that. It starts off by just saying, the peak of what you're seeing in this chart, the peak of homeowner vacancy rate was at just shy of 3%, was 2007, 8, when there was really a bubble in the market. The current homeowner vacancy rate is 0.9%, equaling the lowest the U.S. Census Bureau on records going back to 1956. In other words, what we're experiencing with the market right now is a true shortage of homes, not in excess. Like when things were going on before, they were building and turning out homes quicker than they could buy it. Or people were buying multiple homes, investments, and they weren't even living in them and just trying to flip them so quickly. Affordability is falling, especially for first-time buyers. Home buyers, though, that's kind of one of the consequences of the market. And this is an interesting one. I like this. We're actually producing less units than the rate of household formations each year. And what that means is the net increase in units after subtracting the homes that are actually torn down or otherwise become uninhabitable. We're actually losing more homes than we're even building right now because new home construction really has stalled.
Right. Yeah, they're not built. We're definitely not seeing the building at the rate, and it's especially not at the rate that we were during that housing bubble. And it was clear when things halted back in the 2000s, that 7, 8, 9, that builders basically, walked away from land, and it took a very long time for them to recover from that. A lot of builders went completely out of business. We are seeing a complete different scenario, and technically it is a housing shortage crisis that we are experiencing right now. And that, coupled with the low interest rates, it really puts a little bit more fuel in that as well. So
yeah.
And one of the things that people are concerned about is with moratoriums on rentals and people losing jobs and not having the same amount of income, are we going to see foreclosures coming up? Well, one of the differences that I know I've seen and we've all seen is that there are more properties. If someone's we've seen that people that are in situations where they can't pay, they've got equity. Mm-hmm. And we didn't see that before, and that's where the short sales and the foreclosures happen. But when people have equity, they are able to sell their homes and then transition into whether they're living with family or moving out of state or getting into a rental. So we are seeing different options that are happening that are not affecting the real estate housing market like it did before. So it's wait to be seen if anything is really going to happen in regards to what the pandemic has had as far as an effect on our real estate housing market.
Yeah, this is a moving story. Every day we hear a little bit more or see a little bit more, and then we draw not always necessarily new conclusions, but we continue to monitor and give the best advice that's possible out there. And then the last thing to wrap up here is when we talk about new construction, this is one of the things that really kind of have halted or not halted, but has made it more difficult. And part of the increase in pricing too, lumber prices top $1,000 for the first time as single family housing starts drop 12%. So lumber prices inched over $1,000 per 1,000 board feet for the first time in March, or random for March. I don't know. But that's double the price from just 3 months ago. And starts of single family homes, which were most desperately needed, fell 12% in December. So it shows that, even though there were a ton of permits, weren't building because supplies and with what we've seen with new construction, even when it comes to appliances, when it comes to all the other building supplies, they're just it's hard to get right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even furniture is hard to get right now. You know, you buy the new house, now you need the furniture. You're gonna have to wait a little bit.
All you have to do is drive around. Somebody's always got like a couch or something on the sidewalk. So I mean,
I haven't even seen much of those anymore.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
So you know what? We just hit 9 o'clock. Appreciate everybody. Oh, you know what? Also, my wife sent me a article this morning that was like, oh, really? Do you know what is actually being allowed under phase 2 that is kind of unanticipated?
No. What?
Karaoke, they say, is actually
really?
allowed under phase 2. And because I thought there was concerns about, singing or yelling or cheering, like we heard about for the Super Bowl, like just clap or stomp your feet, right? The neighbors love it when you do that when you're, but yeah, I'm interested to see if some things really are opening up a little bit. Phase 2, I just don't understand the phases. I truly don't.
Right. Well, I could tell you if karaoke does open up, you probably are going to be able to get up to sing because there's only 25% capacity. There won't be as many people.
It's going to be a quick rotation.
Right.
Good morning, Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay. So,
all
right. Well, I guess it's that time again. It's the weekend, and we're supposed to. I don't even know what the weather. What is the weather this weekend? The same as it is today, probably.
Now, was that more of an existential question? Like, what is the weather? Well, the weather is an outdoor measurement of precipitation in Washington.
Looks like it's supposed to be kind of similar to what it is now, and it is going to definitely rain on Sunday. So, that it's go get your walk tomorrow because it'll be looks like it'll be a nice day, and then Sunday is going to be rainy. So get your it's chilly and cornbread weather.
Oh, I when you said chilly at first, I thought we were talking about the temperature chilly.
Oh no, that sounds good. Chili and cornbread.
It does. Actually, I was talking to Donna, and what also made a chicken vegetable soup last week, and it was delicious. Really was.
Sounds good too.
And there's a keto stew recipe that is actually fantastic. Started craving that. I might have to do that this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Some beef stew.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's time again. We're gonna shut it down for today. We will be back Monday with a guest. We're gonna be talking dirty on Monday. We're gonna be talking about some sewer stuff. It'll be fun. So
yeah, scope that.
Yeah. So so you guys, we always end our broadcasts and our meetings with a big yes.
Actually, David, just before you do that, a lot of people might not even understand when you said the sewer and scoping that, you know what, for so many homes, like especially around the Tacoma area or some of the older homes, getting a sewer scope, I think a lot of people don't understand the value of what that is. And I highly, highly would recommend tuning in and learning something about it, because that is a huge protection. And if you didn't and there were issues, it could be a very costly issue.
Yeah. I don't think people even realize, some people don't even realize until they get into the transactional piece that's something that they can even do, Yeah. So, we're here. We'll share all of the goodies with you guys on Monday.
Okay.
All right. So we'll make our proclamation, and Chuck has already made it for us here. When we go out, we just talk about getting and living outside of our comfort zone and doing something that is going to move ourselves and others forward. So let's do something great this weekend. Do something great today. And we're going to shout a big, be bold, and proclaim that. On 3, Jurgen, you want to count us out? Absolutely. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Be bold.
All right. Bye. Thanks for showing up.
Have
Love
a great
ya.
weekend.